Bit of a different video today. We're, as you can see, hanging out with the BMW logo.
Yes, we've been requested by Aussies to ride some.
I wanted to come down and check out the K1600B. Always been a little bit interested, know nothing about it except it's got a lot of horsepower. And I want to ride a GSA because I've ridden a Pan America a few times and I want to see what that kind of ADV is all about. And the GSA's the GS is the king of the category. You really don't have any aspirations to ride any?
No, but I will. I did yesterday.
Yeah, so we're brand new this brand. So this video is going to be a little bit interesting because we know nothing about BMWs.
Yes.
If you want to know about them, probably don't watch it because we're not going to give you many stats. But we ride...
And we apologise if we offended BMWs.
Yeah, we will. And look, if we get anything wrong, put it in the comments.
Nice, though, please. Nicely.
Yeah. We are. If you're new to the channel, we're a couple of Aussies living in Florida. And as Mrs DBM said, I was on a live stream the other night and in the chat, and I mentioned I was coming to this, and I got a few requests to ride the bikes. I can't even remember what I was asked to ride now, so I'll have to grab my notes out and jump on those. But Bikes I Like was the channel, and Paul asked me to ride a couple of bikes there, so we're going to jump on those and check them out. We're just going to give you first perceptions. It's a guided ride, 15 minutes I get, or 45 minutes actually, I think.
It's pretty long.
Yeah. So we'll get to have a look at them, ride different ones. As you can see, Mrs DBM about a foot shorter than I am. I'm about 6'3", she's about 5'3". So we'll give you that kind of viewpoint
That's
as well.
Generous. Yeah.
We'll give you that viewpoint as well. So yeah, it's just a bit of fun. As I say, if you ride an Indian, Harley, Triumph, that's what we ride at the moment, or have ridden. This might be interesting. We don't know much about Japanese bikes either, so can't compare there, but we'll just tell you what we think. Let's go and ride some Beamers.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. Perfect timing.
This dyno is going to get me all day. I'm here with Steve from Power, who pulled most of this together with a crew inside the dealership.
We got an amazing crew here. Yeah, so we're here at BMW Demo Days. We have 22 motorcycles from BMW Corporate. And amazing motorcycles, a great lineup of 2026 bikes from your M1000s all the way to your big touring baggers. It's a great day. We got a food truck. We have our dyno trailer from Rhino Motorsports out of St. Cloud. They're a great tuning company, so free for our patrons to bring their bikes and run them, and it's a great day. I think he did 32 runs last time he was here, so we're hoping for maybe more.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. And we've had a great turnout, more riders today doing demos than we did yesterday, so I'm just so happy that the community came out and is supporting us and the brands that we have here. It's great.
No, it's awesome, and that's one of the good things here is we focus a lot on the Indian side, and the dealership here has been a big supporter of the Drop Bear Moto channel, which I really appreciate.
Of course.
But it's good to see all the different bikes. Like we got Japanese bikes out, we've got Harleys, we've got Indians. You know, they've got a little bit of everything, and everyone's trying everything, which is cool.
Yeah, absolutely. We definitely, because of the S1000 crowds, the M1000 crowds, we wanted to bring out more sport bike riders so that they had the opportunity to ride these BMWs. It's great that IMRG always comes out and is a big supporter, both from Fort Lauderdale in our local chapter, and then just taking the opportunity, being open-minded to ride the BMWs. I think for me, coming from the Harley world, it was a great opportunity for me to be open-minded about coming here and riding Indians, Ducatis, BMWs, and then all the great bikes that we get in for trade-ins.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's a really one-stop shop, and Steve's been doing a great job down here, really ramping up what we do. There goes RJ on his noisy bike. But no, it's really good to see these events, and you know, I know Indian's been criticised a lot about not having events like Harley does, and I think this is like the second time we've been here in 2 months with a big day planned like this.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that Harley does their events well. I think there's a real true following behind it. My thoughts are I want to kind of try to create something different compared to the Harley events that are specifically geared towards the Indian riders, because there hasn't been enough for you guys, and there needs to be more of a community, I think. And that's what I'm trying to build here at this dealership is our community of riders, whether it's you ride from different brands and we could all get together and just enjoy motorcycling as a whole. I think that's the biggest thing that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the big thing is there's plenty to do on a day like this. I appreciate that. Thanks very much, Steve. I got to go ride some more bikes, and I got to dyno my bike, so stay tuned for that.
There you go.
Cheers, buddy.
Absolutely.
Thanks, mate.
No.
First ride, the K1600B, the bagger. So she's going to get to compare that with a Challenger or Road Glide. So let's go check these things out and take them for a spin. BMWs, I know really nothing about them. How about you?
No, more about the cars and the bikes.
I know that I want to ride the K1600 because it's got a lot of horsepower. I think it's got like 160 or 180 horsepower.
Yeah. Which one's that one?
The one you're about,
yeah,
the one you're going to ride. It's a bagger.
What does it look like? I don't know what I need to walk to.
We'll find it in the middle, but I've heard this thing's got either 160, 180 horsepower. It seems to have pretty low center of gravity, so someone who's vertically challenged might work well. Mm-hmm. And I believe it's a 6-cylinder motor. But we know it's not bigger than the Rocket 3 because we know that's the biggest 2.5 litres, the biggest production engine in the world. So I know it's not that big.
You're asking the wrong person.
So anyway, we'll get to see how it compares with the Road Glide and the Challenger.
Yeah.
This will be fun. Okay, we have found the K1600B.
Helps that it's written on the side.
Yeah, it does. Because it's written on it. So thank you, BMW, for making it easy for us BMW newbies. Hey, BMW newbies, that's a bit polite away. What's your initial thoughts on the bagger, the BMW bagger?
Very space age looking.
They are.
I'll tell you when I.
They are very space agey. Yeah, they're very. This is one of the things that again, it's. I'm 100% sure they're very, very good bikes, right? Not for question, and definitely want to ride them because I'm really interested. But they just don't do it for me on the looks basis like a Harley or an Indian does, and not Mrs DBM either. I said yesterday that it didn't have much torque. I think it's just I'm not. Yeah, there's more throttle roll than there is. Yeah, than we're used to. You're right. So I'm probably sitting here going, oh man, these things aren't very quick off the mark. But it's because where I'm putting my right hand isn't where I would normally put it. That's interesting, Len. I mean, this thing's got some pickup. I mean, after 3.5, yeah, these things are. I mean, man, I'm sitting in second here doing nearly 60 at 5.5, and I mean, it actually doesn't feel. I mean, it's not vibrating. Like on a Harley, you're at red line. Just getting close to red line, and this thing's still got half the tacho to go. We're not going to learn how to ride these bikes on these test runs because they're so different to what we're used to. This, I sort of had a wiggle before. Actually, Ace is doing the same. And I thought the front felt heavy. Fuck, it's nimble. I think that was just psychological because it's big at the front. It feels fucking nimble, actually. Yeah, I'm running it in dynamic, so you get to feel it. And I think dynamic sport, whatever, is almost going to be more direct, so give you a better idea. Oh, ACL. It's like he's like stuck in a procession, and he's like got that thing that would absolutely fucking rip. Yeah, what is that dude doing? So that bumpy, just going over the railway thing there, which you normally we normally stand up for. That was really the suspension on these things. I assume they're all kind of dynamic now, because that one yesterday was. The suspension's like nice because it's not floaty, but it's firm enough, but it's not like rock hard either. Holy shit! Yeah. These, so they got the quick shift. I think he said he obviously going up, going down. Yeah, you don't need the clutch. Yeah, brakes are really good, both front and back. These are really nice bikes. There's no disputing that for a second. They're really amazing machines. It's funny because it's a very neutral position, right? I mean, it's definitely mid pegs, which is nice. I always say that like sitting in the cruisers is like sitting in your lounge chair sometimes. I know we've set ours up more neutral because we like that sort of more neutral kind of position, like sitting up straighter, higher than a typical cruiser rider. But these are, again, next level. And I think it's like, if you're going to sit in the seat all day, it probably is more comfortable sitting like this, like in an office chair, as opposed to being on your couch all day. It's probably better for your spine. No. Yeah, I thought on the GS yesterday it needed to come up at least 2 inches. This is better. Yeah. This one's actually better for me, but I don't know, later in the ride I'll see if I'm starting to take my hands off the bars, but they definitely need to come up a little bit more. Like I prefer to be up, just below shoulder level. I don't know if you can set them up that way, but
again, your instructor was telling you that. You want to sell them on?
yeah. That dude's pretty happy to see BMs out there. I think ACL. This is a really nice bike. It's a little bit too refined for me, though. I think I'd say it's very, very smooth, very like. I think the Indians. Here's the way I'd kind of describe it. The Harley is a fire-breathing monster. That you gotta push it. You gotta hunt for that power. You gotta ride it, and it's really engaging. And I mean it rattles, it hums, it does all the right things. If you like smooth, do everything right, they have the... I mean, it's fun because it goes fast. Like anything that goes fast on 2 wheels is fun. Yeah, it is. It's a kind of like a, it's like what you expect from a European high-performance car. It's particularly a BMW, particularly a German car, an Audi. They're all going to... do that really well, very Teutonic. There's a long word for the Drop Their Moto channel. And if you want something in the middle, I think that's where Indian fits in, right? It's more refined, the power delivery is linear. You know, it's definitely, it sits in the middle of the two, I think. You still get a bit of that raw V-twin kind of thug, but it is more refined, and I mean, that's why we obviously, you know, I ride mine long distance. So I definitely get these things. I mean, they stop. As you say, though, you got to give these things a bit of throttle. I think it's not an issue that there's no torque or nothing down low. I mean, maybe it is a bit coming from the V-twins that are maybe torquier, but I think the issue is the throttle is just so, you know, you really feel you got to kind of roll it all the way around. I don't know. Yeah, maybe we're just not used to it. I think there's a. Oh look! I found the automatic windscreen. Then it pops right up. Oh, I nearly hit you in ACL because wasn't watching. Look, wind. I mean, this thing. I feel more wind than I do on my Challenger, or probably about the same as the Road Glide, because the Road Glide fairing for me with the lower screen lets more air around. I definitely get lower air a little bit more than the Challenger, like with the Pursuit lowers that I've got, but a lot less than the Road Glide without the lowers. So it's certainly good from that angle. It's probably got some sort of hill hold, I would say.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, hill hold. Yep. Kind of cool. Okay, man, I'm welly full. Everything's very intuitive. Like I hear what you're saying. It's the thing I think you said about the shifter is because it's kind of, it is below the peg, so it's sort of it's set up very differently to what we're used to, but once you get used to it, it's easy to find. It's just different. It's a very easy bike to balance, this one.
Yeah, I didn't expect that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. You can't fault these things. I mean, the suspension, the brakes, the engines, everything's so nice, and I think it's just part of that visceral ownership of a bike. Like, our bikes yell and scream and bark and bite, and that's part of owning a bike, I think, to us. But I totally get that these things would cover miles comfortably, and they're exciting. It's not like they're not exciting, it's just you don't feel it as strong as you do on our bikes. The only thing ergonomically is the bars just need to come up. How did you put it in reverse? Is it a button?
It has an arm, but it has a block.
I should try that. Oh yeah, I see the R button. Do you have to put the clutch in to put it in reverse?
Yeah, you have to put that.
I'm not gonna actually put it in reverse. Very good.
How was it?
There you go. It's an awesome bike. It's fast. The suspension, the braking, everything. Can't fault it. I'd probably want the bars up a little. There's a nice, you sit on the bike, very upright, very neutral, very comfortable. It's fast. It's very clinical. I was just saying, I like my bikes with a little bit more noise. Yeah.
It's probably nice if you take a really long trip.
Yeah, you could eat some serious miles on that thing. It's a nice bike, yeah. No, it's good. It's definitely worth a ride. I'd recommend it. So.
The rear is kind of like a car, you know. It's like.
It is. It actually, that's what. Like even the dash, the speakers, the screen. It's like a car. It's just like, yeah.
I'm afraid I'm gonna get on something like this, and I want to get back on it.
Yeah.
Does it have adaptive lane control or cruise control?
It has. I don't know if it's adaptive cruise, but it has cruise definitely. It may have. It's got blind spot monitoring. It also does the clutchless shift, so it's quick shift as well. So
you just take off in the first.
You just keep banging through and just keep the throttle nailed. Yeah, that's kind of fun. So if you do try that, yeah.
I'm kind of leery about that foot control.
This one here, yeah. I didn't try the boards, but yeah, it's different.
How's the wind? Because I'm
Good.
jacket. I'm not sure if I want to wear the jacket.
It's good. This one's got the shield will come up and down with this too, so it comes all the way up as well. Like the Challenger and the big Indians, they have the yeah, same thing. That's good.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Push a button that you get.
Yeah, it's good. It's good, and that's when we ride long distance. I rely on that all the time. It's a great feature. So.
You're a rich person. You have a lot of money. You know, you want
Yeah.
comfort.
Drop 50 grand on a.
You can ride around in luxury.
Yeah.
These are cheap used though. They've got some used ones that are cheap in here. So yeah, it's interesting. All right, enjoy, guys. I'm going to take out a GSA, which is apparently the bigger version of the GS for a big dude. So I'm going to have a run of that. So I found someone here who knows a couple of things about BMWs. I've always wanted to ride a GS, and they said to ride the GSA because I'm a bigger dude and that would be better. What can I expect? What sort of motor? I know nothing about it.
They're smooth. They're very smooth. For how big they are, they do corner really well.
Okay.
They're a little heavy, but once you're going on the road, they're smooth. You know. They got good suspension too. They have that dynamic suspension, so when you're riding, they feel like, you know, the bike thinks you're going a little hard. They'll soften it for you. If you go on some harder roads, they'll make it a little stiffer for you. Give you some good feedback. They're super comfortable, really comfortable.
And what's the difference between a GS and a GSA?
It's just the bigger tank.
Okay.
So the red one has the big fat tank, and then the blue one in the back has the smaller tank. I think it's like 2.5 gallon difference. So they give you a lot of more miles on it, but
perfect.
But that's really it. Same bike, same everything, just bigger tank.
Okay. And what sort of motor are they running now?
They have the liquid cooled boxer motors.
Okay, liquid cooled boxer.
Yeah.
So that's a twin boxer.
Yep.
Okay. Excellent.
Yep.
Thank you for the help.
Of course.
All right, I'll tell you what I think of it.
All right.
Clutch is nice. Oh. It does pick up nicely. Picks up very nicely. There's Mrs DBM in the mirror there. Fucking amazing, some people. Fucking amazing. And you wonder why you got a beat up piece of shit van. Fuck me. Okay, my apologies for the language. Let's get this show on the road. So I mean, the first thing I'll say, this thing is super smooth, obviously compared to any of the bikes we run. I mean, the Rocket 3 is close, but sorry, the Rocket 3 is smooth, I should say. They did say, I think it had a speed shift or something like that, so I've actually been changing really, really slow, just getting used to it, but I think they said you didn't need the clutch. Can't remember if you had to come off the accelerator or not though. It's kind of interesting. Look, it's comfy up here. It's really, look, I've ridden a lot of Pan Americas, and that was one of the things that sort of made me want to get out on a GS or a GSA. I don't notice the big tank at all while I'm riding, to be honest. That wouldn't worry me in the slightest. I'd probably go the bigger tank. Obviously, I need to do a lot more riding before I'd ever commit to one of these, but you know, certainly I think the big tank doesn't worry me. It actually feels good to kind of have something sitting up here. I'm getting a lot of wind coverage, even just here doing 44, 45. The screen is taking it off my body, but my helmet is sitting right in it. You can probably hear it pretty badly. But it's clean air. Like I don't, you know, you wouldn't expect at this level I'd have buffeting or anything, but there is no buffeting. It's nice clean air, so it's on a warmer Florida day. It's quite refreshing to get the warm air. Very neutral sitting position. My legs are kind of where I want them to be. Sort of, obviously they're pegs, not boards. So I am noticing that. I'm noticing that, you know, I feel, you know, I aim on the balls of my feet, on the pegs. I don't know if I'd want a tour in that position, but I mean, certainly my legs and feet are where I want them to be. Maybe I'd want the bars just up a little. They're pretty low. I don't know if you could put a bit of a higher riser on, or what people do on the BMWs, like we do on the cruisers or the baggers, but you know, it's the same on every bike I get on. Is I lift the bars up straight away, so I definitely want the bars to come up a little bit. But it's not bad. You know, it's a very comfortable, very neutral position actually. The suspension's really nice. This road has some bumps coming up here, so I know the bumps well. I get to be able to see. They said it's got very dynamic suspension, so we'll see what that does on the bumps. It doesn't feel as racy as the Pan America. Now I can't kind of be racy at the moment, obviously, but the Pan America, you could feel the horsepower. You can feel the torque. This is not a slouch by any stretch, but it just doesn't. It doesn't seem to want to go, or doesn't seem to have that sort of thrust. All right, so we get into some of the bumps. Oh, that's nice. The suspension's very good. I do find I'm really gripping the tank with my knees. I don't know if I'm not comfortable what I'm doing that for, or why, or if it's just because it's there, but I mean, I do make a point of doing that on my bike regularly, or normally. Sorry, I do make a point of gripping the tank normally, but it feels like I'm doing a little bit more. I think a part of that being on your toes. I see the guy in front of me, he's kind of got the pegs on his heels, which, I don't know. Try that for a while, but I'm not sure I'm a suppose you can, that's the beauty, right? If you're sitting on the freeway for a while, you can flip them back to the heels of your feet. Feels kind of comfortable sitting like that. Feels a bit like a duck paddle hanging off the front there, but hey, I'll go back to the balls on my feet. It's not a slow bike at all. It's very, very agile. It's very agile for what people might think its height and size. It's very, yeah. I can see why people ride these. I would still love to do a long trip. See a little bit of head tapping here, which is a good thing on a test ride. Got police out in force over here today. I would love to do a I'd love to do a long trip on one of these, to be honest. I'm not even in sport mode here, I'm in dynamic. I don't know what that means, but road. Maybe dynamic must be the sport version for BMW, so yeah, we were in it, so that's nice. Don't know what we're doing here, musical chairs. One thing I haven't really tried to do is hit the brakes, which you don't really want to do riding in in a close-knit group like this, so probably not gonna jam on the brakes and see what they're doing. A bit of a nudge though. Oh yeah, shit, they grab. That was just the back brake, which has always been a not the best feature of a Harley or Indian bagger. Scared Mrs DBM when I did that, so I'm not going to try all brakes or front brakes, but this thing definitely stops, there's no doubt there. So I am 6'4", and I really like the position this bike puts me in. I think I'm about a 32 inseam and most pairs of jeans, so not the longest legs on the planet, but you know, this puts me in a really good, comfortable position, neutral. As I say, except for the bars, probably just need to come up a little bit for me. Probably feel I'm leaning onto them a little bit too much at the moment. Just keep taking my hand off a little bit just to rest. So, but seats comfy. I don't know. All seats are comfy when you first take off, though. So, and test rideable, they always feel cushy and comfy. It's a longer distance I get, so I won't comment on the seat. But ergonomically, I've got really good visibility from these mirrors. See around. I've definitely got some, you know, like blind spot warning happening in the mirrors there. Probably got time to look around the bike a bit at the moment, but yeah, definitely got a bit of that. Obviously it's got cruise. The old shaky hand from Mrs DBM. And that thing does look like a spaceship. It really does. Especially from the back of those big silencers or slip-ons on the back there. It looks very wide actually. It'd be interesting to see what they are versus the new touring Harleys, because the new touring Harleys are pretty wide at the back there too, but it certainly looks very wide. It's chuckable. not sure it's got the best kind of get up and go down low, the torque. I have no idea what the numbers are, but it feels a little bit sluggish off the mark from what I'm used to. But certainly 4,000 revs and above. I mean, this thing, it wants to go. Yeah, it's definitely not a slow bike. I mean, it's got all the power you're ever going to need for touring. I can't comment at all on freeways, obviously. Man, I would love to tour on one of these bikes. Woo, got a bit squirrely there, slowing down. That back brake grabs. I'd kick the traction control in there. It was pretty interesting actually. I must have just grabbed the brake a bit too hard and the bike just fully corrected. So the traction control's really nice. Good to get some proper corners in here. Shame these guys aren't staying up with the leader, but it can take a corner. So I fully get why these bikes are so popular, particularly why people ride long distance. Brake, suspension, really strong. I mean, this thing's got more power than you're going to need, so certainly plenty to have. Does everything right. I wouldn't say, it's definitely not the most kind of inspiring motorcycle I've ever been on. Like, it does it all too well for me. Too clean, too smooth, too nice, too easy. I like a little bit of rough and rugged and hanging out there, so. But I get it. Oh, I get it. Alright, so we're both rocking helmet hair. Lou rode the GS
Adventure automatic.
The automatic.
Yeah, the auto.
Right.
Yeah.
And we've both spoken about getting an ADV bike. Both ride Challengers today, done up like pursuits. What did you reckon on it?
It's a nice bike. It's definitely it's capable of doing anything you want it to do, especially but I didn't like the auto shifting because when it was in drive, it basically like between second and third, it basically like wants to buck you off when it's shifting automatically. Now this might be a problem with the actual bike itself because these are demo bikes. They could be having issues. So I switched to manual mode, and then in manual mode I was able to control with the auto shifting. It was much easier, much better to do, but not bad.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Would you consider getting one as a second bike?
I'm gonna test some of the other ones. I mean, right now the Triumph, I like the Triumph a little bit better.
Right.
But maybe, like I said, maybe I should try a manual one. Maybe it'll change my mind a little bit.
Yeah, the Triumph Tiger. Oh, yeah.
Right now the Triumph Tigers, I like that way that one handles as well.
We're gonna get covered over now, but I was going to go the same. I reckon the Pan America to me, I think the fact that Harley's making something they shouldn't be making, I like the roadness of it, but I don't know, it gave me a little bit more. It felt a bit. I'll go ride the Tiger.
I rode the Pan America like 5 months ago, and one of the things about the Pan America for me, I feel very small in it because I'm so big.
Yeah.
So, but with everything with Harley, there's probably a bunch of stuff you can do to make it your size.
Actually, it's fair. I did have better leg room. I definitely had better leg room on the GSA than the Pan America. Yeah, you're right. That's a good point.
So that's the only reason. So I'm gonna try the Africa Twin and the other ones, and then make a decision eventually which one I would get if I even go that route.
Interesting. And that's from a guy who's put 60,000 miles on his current bike, on his Challenger, but ridden a shit ton of bikes over a shit ton of years. So, good idea. Thanks, mate.
All right, buddy.
What are we riding now?
The one ACL just recommended me.
I think they're all out.
Oh, they're all out.
Oh, no, S1000RR.
Yeah, thank you.
Mrs DBM going the S1000. Now, I'm going to warn you guys, when she test rode a Triumph Daytona, she couldn't keep the front wheel on the ground. So.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, you know they do that in here. They told us.
No wheelies, no stunts. So ACL, you're in front of me on the video. What were you riding?
Oh man, S1000RR.
Yeah, good.
It stands for really ridiculous, as he said.
You look like you were enjoying it.
Dude, I want more.
You gonna go buy one?
Well, if she allows me.
Is he gonna go buy one?
Maybe.
Whoa. All right.
That's a yes. That's a yes in my books.
Maybe.
Oh,
So-
man. What about you? What you rode?
I rode the K1600B.
Did you like it?
Those things are quick. They do everything. The only thing, they're not as raw as like the V20, the Indians and the Harleys.
Is that the automatic one?
No, I had the manual, but it had the quick shift. So
No, yeah, they all have like the quick
yeah.
shift and downshift too.
And downshift.
I didn't even notice that until
Yeah.
I did it. I'm like, oh, let me see, and then boom, I'm like, oh.
yeah, and I have that on the Triumph. It's good. So
The only thing about the bike, there's no passenger, so I can't get on it.
Well, you can
No.
put one,
No,
maybe.
I need a backrest.
Oh no, you're not gonna.
yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
not,
you're gonna be holding on for
that's not gonna happen.
I can't. I can't.
What? That came out on video. You're gonna be famous now.
No, I'm not.
So we've got one taker for the S1000.
Double R.
Ridiculous.
Really ridiculous.
Really ridiculous. Really ridiculous. One taker. One sold.
Yes.
S1000RR. What do you reckon?
It is a nice bike, fast as, and not for me though. It's a young person. Oh, I shouldn't say that, but yeah. It's nice. It's nice. But yeah, not for me.
We're not crotch rocket people.
I'm
and
too old.
and everyone's
I'm
saying.
too old. Not.
Well, no,
that doesn't mean-
I'm going to say me too. I'm too big and too old. I'm not going to ride it because I know it's just going to blow my brain. I'm going to think it's good.
My height is not great because, like, I was.
quite high.
It was very high, higher than two of the baggers that I have. Like,
Interesting.
Yeah. I was on tippy toe. It was very high. I thought it was a lot. It looks small, but it's not.
It's interesting.
It's very high.
It's deceiving. Yeah.
It is deceiving. Very deceiving.
So there you go. I'm not going to ride it either because I know I'm going to love it. I know it's going to be awesome. I know it's going to be fast, but it's not something I
it's
consider
fast,
buying.
alright.
So.
If you're buying it for like that, yeah. Yeah,
But
I think
plenty of people here
get
raving how
myself into
good.
trouble in that thing.
Yeah, plenty of people here just raving about the S1000RR. You heard ACL before. Hey, look, if that's your market, I don't know what to compare it to either because we don't ride a lot of sport bikes. So, well, you rode the Triumph Daytona.
Oh
What do you
yeah,
reckon on
that was nice.
Which one did you like better?
The Triumph wasn't as like laid down on the tank, whereas this one, you were
more sporty.
and I could touch the ground.
The Triumph is a smaller bike. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
that is
yeah.
a lot
1,000
lower
versus a 600.
bike.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So this time round, I am on the. What am I on? The R1300 RS. I think Paul from Bikes I Like wanted me to try the R1300 RT. Win economy. Let's get rid of that. Dynamic. Are you going to start yours in road mode, Len? Yeah, so for a bigger guy, straight away, this bike's small. This is what I think you rode the RT version of this before, Len. So I think with this bike, with the R1300, you get the fairing version, which is this, which is the RS. So the fairing version, which is this, is the RS. The non-fairing version, I think, is just the R, and then the RT has the fairing and the bags, and it's set up more for touring, I believe. So I think that's the deal with these R1300s. Looks like a flat twin, horizontally approached. I'm not that sure if that's how you describe it, or a boxer twin, I guess, horizontally approached. So looks like I've got plenty of space though. So this one definitely feels, I'm going to call it less refined than the than the others I've ridden. I think they're all, yep, yeah, even the shifts. Even the shifts are clunky. For a big guy, it's definitely a smaller bike, so I'm not sure I'd want to do, you know, too many hours, too many miles on this thing. But compared to the other ones, oh Jesus, these shifts are freaking nasty. Got Johan on the 1600B there, who has an awesome channel. Let me pop up what his channel is next to me here. I keep telling him though, I can't understand what he says on there. But that's a sick machine, so I much prefer to be back on that bike than this one, to be honest. I enjoyed the GS and the GSA and the K1600 much more than I'm enjoying this. I guess this is like a commuter bike, you know, around town more. I mean, you obviously could tour in it, you know, maybe if you're a shorter person than I am, it's probably a really good touring bike actually. Just obviously a bit dismissive there, probably because I kind of find it so small. But I mean, again, you can't fault these bikes at all. They do everything you want them to do, how you want them to do it. And even here, there's a lot of power. I totally get why everyone says that Harleys and Indians are slow. It's interesting. I definitely find the 1300 motor, the Boxer Twin, more engaging than the 1600 motor, the 6-cylinder. And now looking back on the GSA yesterday, it was a more engaging ride. That K1600 does it all too well for me. Just too clinical, too clean. So it's an amazing bike, do not get me wrong. If you want to kill some miles, head around a country and really do some miles in some luxury and some refinement with speed and you know, I'm not saying it's not a boring bike, it's an enthralling bike, it's just too clinical for me. That's a great bike. I think I'd be more tempted and shake it up if I'm keeping one of my baggers, which I would. I'd probably go more along the lines of the GS. It is more engaging. It's probably more what I'm used to. I think that when I said the torque was low before, I think it was really I just wasn't giving enough revs, or I wasn't pulling back enough. I think, as we said before, the throttle response is very different between the two. Well, sorry, between the bikes we're used to and these bikes, so we're getting more used to it as the day progresses, and certainly learn to give it more now. I don't know if I'll ride the 1000s, the S1000 or the M1000 today. Getting great reviews. Be interesting to hear what Mrs DBM said about her trip on it. You like that? Yeah? Yeah, it does not sound like a V-twin. It's good? Yeah, they're fast, they're smooth, the suspension, the brakes, yeah, they're good. Yeah, they're nimble. A little bit boring though. I really wish now I'd try the quick shift on the GS yesterday, because if it's as bad as this, it's not a good system. It'd be great if someone could put in the comments here if you've tried the quick shift on the GS what it's like, but ooh, it's brutal. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That guy freaked me out then. That guy freaked me the fuck out. That's the trouble with these test runs. You have no idea who's in front of you or what they're doing, who you're riding with, and what their skill level is. Jesus, it's the first time I've been on both brakes in a corner in a long time. That aggressively. Holy shit. I think I pooed my pants. Final thoughts on the R1300. What I say it was, RS. It does make me want to go back and ride the GS again. I find that motor, the Boxer twin, is much more engaging than the 1600 six-cylinder. So definitely kind of wouldn't mind comparing it. I think the R1300 is just a little bit small for me, and also again the bars, I am leaning forward far too much. So yeah, just this one actually I do have a little bit in my wrists after just that short ride, so I would definitely ride a GS over these, but again, good capable bike. I mean, look, every one of these bikes does exactly what you want it to do, when you want it to do, how you expect it to do it. The quick shift would be the only thing apart from those handlebars that I'd fault on this bike. It'd just be that quick shift that just wasn't as smooth as the 1600 or the Triumph one. The R1300 RT?
It was nice. It was a good ride, smooth. The throttle, But I just spoke to the instructor. He said, yeah, if you put it in dynamic, the throttle's more responsive.
Oh, you didn't have it in dynamic?
Not at first. It was in road.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just trying to work out all the other things before I changed that when I first got off, so.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go. There you have it. It's interesting because it was better feeling than the 1600 bagger. You were more involved. I prefer that. I think I would go a GS if I ever went a BMW for that reason. I prefer the bigger one though, rather than the R1300. So other bikes you rode, the K1600, the bagger, the R1300. Yeah, the R1300, and then which one did you like the best? Three different bikes, can't compare them.
Yeah. To me, the first two I rode, what I would call a bagger bike, they're very comfortable, like straight out, those seats are comfortable. I'm too short for my little T-Rex arms to adjust the mirrors, because it's just, unless there was a button there that I never got. Anyway, we were told not to touch the left side, except you're indicating.
They were a long way in front. I couldn't reach them either on the K1600. No, so I don't. Okay, and I tried to move one, and I don't know if I didn't move the mirror a bit, or I couldn't work it out. But anyway, there's got to be an easy way to do that.
Yeah,
drop it in the comments if you know.
Yeah, no, that bike was nice. Like actually all three seats were really comfortable. For me, it's the shifter. It's just too, and I don't have a very big foot.
I wonder if you can lift it up a bit.
I don't have I ride with my boots on, and they're not thick boots, and they are Indian riding boots for the women's, and they're not. It was still like getting stuck for myself. Like it took a while to get used to it, but it was that was annoying to start.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'd probably, as I say, I'd go the GS because it's different to the others. I mean, the K1600 is a great bike. It's fast. I still like my Challenger and my Road Glide, so it didn't sway me from either of those. A little bit too clinical.
And the bags are quite small too.
Yeah.
I mean, I
We didn't do it. We didn't review anything practical today, by the way.
No.
So hopefully, you had a bit of fun watching a couple of newbies to the BMW brand.
Just put our ass on the seats and right.
Yeah, go ride them and just give you our first thoughts. So today was a lot of fun. We're privileged we can do these. As we mentioned at the start, I heard in Australia they don't do this too often, and you can't get rides in dealerships.
So we hope we've answered the Australian
probably answered
question.
nothing at all, but we did get asked to ride a couple.
We apologise for that.
I think we hit those bikes. They didn't have any R18s out
No,
today.
they didn't.
You've never ridden one. I rode one once.
I was hoping they would. I really want to ride one of those.
If you want to see us ride an R18,
But I'm sure our dealership will let us.
they'll let us, and there's a couple of used ones over here. We can get out in them one day. Last time I rode it, it was way too cramped on the feet and legs for me, and I just did not like it at all for the ergonomics. But we can come down here and both ride one day and do another video. So let us know if that's something you want to see.
Yes,
Happy to do.
Right,
So it's an awesome day. Great bikes, great brand. Probably just not didn't sway us from the Harleys and the Indians today, but we had a lot of fun.
And
So
it is a nice brand. It's a very comfortable brand. Very comfortable.
big thank you to Power Motorcycles for putting this on.
Yes,
The team's
thank
been
you.
running around all day looking after us all. They've done a great job. So thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Keep 2 wheels down, ride safe.